Morning, everyone, and welcome to this special episode of Modcast, brought to you by TLC, Ex Photography Society, Ex Mod Blog from Modern School Kota. I am your host Lavanya Shukla, and I'm delighted to have you with us today. We are truly honored to welcome back one of our alumna whose journey began right here in Modern School, Talwandi. She was a bright student and head girl in 2006-7. After school, she went on to Sydenham College of Commerce and Economics, Mumbai, one of India's most prestigious college for commerce. Today, she is a chartered accountant, practicing since 2013 and a partner at DCGA and Associates. It is a privilege to welcome Ms. Nupur Mehta to Modcast. Ma'am, we are so delighted to have you us with today.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Lavanya. It's truly overwhelming. Same classes, same corridors, familiar faces, and floods of memories rushing all at once. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Now, to get started, let's dive into a few questions that will take us right into your story. Did you ever face stereotypes or barriers as a woman in the finance industry? How did you break through them?
Okay. See, every opportunity, it comes with some responsibility wherein you have to prove yourself. And when you are a woman, then there is this little whether she'll be able to do it, that gets added to the list, of course. So, at the initial phases of articleship, or while you are in the initial roles of compliance, we are our first choice. Okay. But when it comes to later strategic decision making leadership, we are not that favorites. I remember client would come to me happily and get their returns filed. But the moment the notice comes, the first question will be, Sir, hai? So that's funny, and that's the irony as well, I guess. And adding to it, actually, before I started the practice in Kota, I was working in Mumbai. So there, the work culture was absolutely different from here. And practice as a chartered accountant per se is not easy for anyone, right? There are that few months of the year where you have heavy due dates to be complied, and nobody leaves office early, including me. I do not get a pass to leave early just because I have mom duties to be fulfilled. So I have worked equally hard as my male counterpart. So coming to the question how to overcome the barriers, I think keep working and let the work speak for itself. So the good news is that with changing times, you have now better working models which are flexible, and you can, balance both your personal and professional life. And one commendable change is that departments are going faceless. So in longer run, it won't matter whether there is a male chartered accountant or a female chartered accountant sitting on the chair and who is running the office. What will matter is you have to work solid.
Every successful person has an origin story. If we press rewind on yours, what moment at modern school would you say was the spark that set it all in motion?
Okay, so honestly, there is no such dramatic spark moment as you're calling. It was a process. And yes, the spark, it caught fire slowly and gradually. Coming to modern school, it laid the right foundation for me. It gave the platform where I learned to express myself fearlessly. I remember once I was being told to recite this prayer which you sing, "O God, who are truth," on stage. And I fumbled. Just imagine, I fumbled on a prayer which I used to sing every day still. So that's the kind of fear we all face at some point of time.
Yes.
So back then there were 0 periods. I don't know, I think you are having it now also.
Going on.
So we also, the way you must be feeling today, we also felt it so pointless. Every day they push us to speak on some random topics. But today we know the importance, that how it helped us to open up with our thought process and conquer our fears. One more thing I would like to add is, I was part of the school group committee, and later I was leading the school. I was head girl of the school. So that taught me to deal with people who had different expectations yet a common agenda. So there I learned to work in groups, to take initiatives, and most importantly, to listen to others as well. That what are they expecting out of us? So today, all these skill sets, they help me to deal with various stakeholders who have different temperaments. So yes, modern, it gave me that raw start, and then work, college, and further experiences of life, it kept polishing.
More skills were added definitely.
Yes, surely.
I would like to ask you another question. When you left Kota for Mumbai's Sydenham College, you entered a completely new universe. Do you remember your first moment of self-doubt and how you turned it into self-belief?
Okay. I remember that by the time I was leaving the school, I think we were shaped up well. At least confident that we'll do something sustainable out of our lives. So there were no that initial self-doubts. We were 10 people leaving from same school, in fact from same classroom to a same college in Mumbai. And most of us were CA aspirants, but we knew it right then that it won't be any Bollywood vibe campus, or there'll be no fresher parties or dance societies which are awaiting us. Things will be different. There was the reality which was different from such kind of fantasies. We'll be dealing with different kind of struggles there as well to start. And it will be the morning college, then our articleship, then picking up trains at the peak hours, and late night classes, and rushing back to the hostel just before the doors were about to close. So it was another struggle, and then this financial resources were limited, and we had no such fancy contacts there, and we did not have the comfort of parents setting up all things for us as comparison to this generation what you are blessed with. They were supportive, no doubt about it, but these comforts, because of lack of resources, were less for us. So I had to do all this accommodation thing and articleship interviews all by myself. I remember there was this interview set up ahead for me, that was for a government hostel. Now, why it mattered? Because we had limited financial resources, as I told you. So, in order to survive there, we had to get that affordable accommodation. But destiny had its own plans. So, the train ahead of us, it met with some accident, and we could not make to the interview, and the list was out without our names. So, after a month, we reached there. We managed some temporary accommodation. And I remember for 30 days flat, I knocked at the door of warden's office, seeking for just one chance. And finally, she took all of us in.
You were very lucky. Moving on to our next question. What gave you strength to overcome failures or difficult times as you continued on your journey?
These days, many people, they don't even try because of the fear that they might feel. But back then, I do not remember sitting and questioning myself that will I be able to make it? Because I did not have the luxury to give up then. Yes, I had tough days, times were tough at times. So I allowed myself to take a break, deep breathe, only to restart. Right? So I think the mindset was very clear, crystal clear. We were so focused, actually so focused and busy with achieving what we had planned, that we were hardly left with time questioning and self-doubting. We were just, working as per our plans every day in and out with all the sheer dedication. And what gave me strength, in fact, I'll tell you that I cleared both the final groups of my CA after my marriage. So another layer of challenge getting added to it. So strength came from the family, my parents. I have an extremely supportive parent, and my friends, my colleagues who believed in me more than I did. So that gave me the fuel to push all the boundaries. And even when the journey was tough, I was able to sustain.
Hardworking always works.
Surely.
Which experience or story from your life would you like every student of modern school to hear and remember before they pass out?
Okay. So, until I became a chartered accountant, I thought that people, they exaggerate about the struggles they face in the journeys of achieving their career goals. For me, I remained topper of the school most of the phase of schooling. I won several dance competitions, debate competitions, then I became head girl of the school. So I thought that what is the cost of achieving all this? It's hard work. So, and hard work is in my own hands, right? If I'll work hard, I'll achieve it. Simple. So, that mindset was very clear, and I felt that I had the power to mold my life the way I wanted. Until one day, I got a reality check. I was standing in a courtroom with my 1-year-old daughter in one hand and signing the separation papers with other. So that day I thought that it's not necessary that all your results align in the same direction with your efforts, however good or right you do. So that changed my philosophy that it's not important to keep working to get the desired results. Rather, it's important to keep working irrespective of the results. So to all the students who are about to pass the school and enter the new world, set your goals high and work as hard as you can. Just give your best, but leave the rest.
Now, I would like to ask you another question. What are some common misconceptions people have about the CA profession?
The biggest one is that people feel once you become a chartered accountant, you are settled for life. So that's not true. I think studying and becoming a chartered accountant, this is just the beginning of the journey and easiest part of the journey. After that, you have to work equally hard and stay updated with all kinds of amendments, and that persistence and consistency of working hard has to be maintained if you want to grow and succeed in life.
Consistency is the key. So, as most of you know, pursuing CA can have two aspects: to either practice CA or just initiate within a job. And most people, after clearing their CA, pursue jobs. Which one is better, according to you?
Okay, so once you clear the examination, you are a chartered accountant. So the prefix remains the same whether you are practicing or whether you are into job. So you cannot call one better over the other, but yes, both have their own style of working, and you can choose whichever suits you the best. So if you want to differentiate it, we can differentiate it on 3 major parameters. One can be the scope of work. So if you are practicing as a chartered accountant, the scope is little wide, because depending upon your choice, you can choose auditing, you can choose taxation, you can choose advisory, whichever suits you. And if you are working in an organization, if you select job as a chartered accountant, then the role will be specific in the organization, right? That is more specialized role.
Yes.
You'll be working for one role. Here, you can simultaneously take several roles at a time. Second can be your pay package, right? If you are taking up job, then from month 1, you will be paid. But if you are practicing as a chartered accountant, I do not know how much time you might take to start earning. It's a longer struggle at the initial phase to start earning as comparison to job. Then the third parameter is your status. The status, if you are practicing, that will be of an employer. And if you take up job, you will be an employee. So with the change in status, you can, your freedom, your flexibility, your authority, all that also changes. Both are good And even these days, as we discussed earlier, that jobs have this flexible work from home model. So you can take a both depending upon your situation. Both are now chartered accountants and equally valuable.
Thank you so much for sharing about your journey with us today. Your story is truly an inspiration, not only because of your professional achievements, but also because it shows us that learning never stops and success is built on consistency, passion, and balance. And to all our listeners, thank you for tuning into Modcast. We will be back with another inspiring story soon. Until then, goodbye.